All right. I think we're live. How's everybody doing? Doing something a little bit different. I'm using my phone for this live stream, so we'll see how that goes. I am also partway through building Grogu. I don't know if you can see. I've had this for like 3 weeks now, and I've not been able to get around to it. So I figure I will just also build this while we're here. So yeah, let's get started. Today's streams, let me know if you can hear me in the chat. Again, I've never used my phone for a stream before, so I don't know how effective it is or anything like that. But this stream's gonna be pretty low key. I'm gonna be talking about what I think we're gonna see on Tython, in terms of what Jedi we're gonna see or who we're gonna see. But I'm gonna try to do my best to kind of watch the chat and see what you guys have to say. Keep this kind of a chill discussion here. We've also got Grogu joining us here in the back, so yeah, we'll stick him right there. Cool. Well, we're gonna jump in. Let's catch up on the chat. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Star Wars Multiverse, what's good? How's it going? Grand Admiral Thrawn, there you are. Everyone's here. Sweet, sweet. Cool. Star Wars Multiverse, you just made some macaroons. Are they the blue macaroons that Grogu eats in chapter 12? Marin's here. Sweet. Let's get started. Okay, so first of all, in the chat, I know some of you guys have already talked about this, but tell me in the chat who you think is going to find Grogu on Tython. And in my thumbnail to this, I put Cal, Luke, and Ezra Bridger. To me, those are my top 3 choices, but if you think somebody else is going to find Grogu, then absolutely, by all means, put that in the chat. Yeah, Marin, I just changed. It's the same room. I'm just closer to the wall back here because I needed a bigger table to build Grogu on. So yeah, a little bit of a change of pace there, but not anything too crazy. All right. So while you guys are telling me who you think will find Grogu, yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn, Luke. If Mark Hamill wasn't pissed off, because Disney. Yeah, that's a good point. We got one for Luke. Pong Krell says Luke. Star Wars Multiverse says somebody new. Yeah, Cal would be an interesting one. I don't know. Cal makes sense in that we know that his big storyline in the first Fallen Order was kind of saving the future of the Force, saving Force-sensitive kids by getting a holocron. So it would kind of line up in that Grogu's a youngling. Once again, be an opportunity for Cal to save the younglings. But I think I'm with you on there. Star Wars Multiverse. I don't see Cal. That's probably out of my top 3 choices. I think he's the least likely to show up. That being said, I think it would be awesome if we saw Cal in live action. That'd be another huge step. We've never really seen. It'd be cool to take a main character from a video game and put him into live action. I'm still waiting for Starkiller to be in live action, but I think I'll probably be holding my breath on that one for a while. Maybe Sarah. hope it's Ezra. Yeah, so honestly, Ezra makes a lot of sense to me, because with the introduction of Thrawn and knowing that they were blasted off into hyperspace together, you can't look at Thrawn right now without begging the question, where is Ezra Bridger? So in some way, I think that Ezra is going to show up, obviously. And I could see that maybe Ahsoka is sending Mando and Grogu to Tython so that when Grogu reaches out on the Seeing Stone, that maybe draws the attention. Maybe that draws Ezra out of hiding. Because I would assume that Ahsoka, if she hasn't found him already, I would assume that she is probably also looking for Ezra still. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think that Ahsoka has found Ezra already, and we just haven't been introduced to him yet? Ezra. Marin says, I bet we won't see the Jedi storyline until episode 7. Oh, yeah, so you're thinking maybe this is some sort of side thing. I don't know, man. The Razor Crest it's in good shape, and it seems like his side missions always have to do with the Razor Crest falling apart. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. It's at a point where they got to start wrapping up and amping up for the end of the season. So I don't think they're going to spend too much time with side quests. I think the next 3 episodes are going to be pretty big. Do you think I will build up my own empire in the shadows? It'd be a cool idea. Yeah, it'd totally be a cool idea. I think part of the thing that we have to be aware of is that the sequel trilogy, again, I know a lot of people don't want to accept it as canon, but unfortunately or fortunately, however you feel about it, it is canon right now. So we have to respect that whatever story they do in The Mandalorian has to be able to flow into the sequel as well. And Thrawn building up his own empire, or at least I could see him starting to build his own empire and trying to do that. That's probably what he is trying to do, but I don't think we'll see him succeed in that. Do you think the voice actor for Ezra will play him in The Mandalorian? I don't think so. Let me look up a picture of him just so that but I don't think that he will, just because the voice actor, he could. Taylor Gray, I just had to look up who that was. Yeah, I could see that. But I think that, what's his face? Raul Coley has really been teasing that he's going to be playing a live action Ezra. Almost more so. There's been more teasing around that than feels like even Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka. So I don't know. Taylor Gray could play Ezra in live action, or it could be Raul Coley, but who knows? We'll find out. Let's see. Trying to catch up with the chat. It's really difficult to build a Lego set and watch chat. The Empire Remnants put a tracker on Mando ship, yeah. Oh, Marion, you've got a big long theory here broken up. Okay. Sensors are alerted. And somehow they land by. Who are you saying would fit perfectly? Yeah, okay, yeah, Taylor Gray. Yeah, he would be pretty good for it. And it'd be nice because obviously having Katie Sackhoff play Bo-Katan made the transition from Clone Wars and Rebels seamless, because she was, not only did she look the part, but she also sounded the part. And that, to me, was the only thing that I felt like I was missing from from Ahsoka is that we didn't have Ashley Eckstein's voice, so it sounded a little bit different. But again, that's nothing to complain about. That's, I mean, almost every character in Star Wars, their animated version is a little bit different from the live action version. And that's why I feel like this week everyone's been obsessed with like, oh, Ahsoka's, her Lekus are not long enough. They're too short. And it's like, well, yeah, but there's practical purposes to that in terms of stunts. And also, like, who cares? It's going to be a little bit different from live or from animated to live action. Is Star Wars Commander that strategy game? I have not played that in a long, long time. I think I downloaded it and played it a little. Do you guys remember Clash of Clans? Yeah, I played that quite a bit. And then I thought Star Wars Commander would be the same or similar. And it was, but I just didn't get hooked on it like I did. Yeah, okay, yeah. Star Wars Multiverse, you're saying. Alright. Boba Fett will be in the next episode. Man, I really do hope that Boba Fett is in The Mandalorian again. I hope that they didn't just tease that. Galaxy of Heroes is where it's at. Yeah, I just started playing that again. I never have time to actually be able to really invest in those games. And then I get bored with them because they take so much time. But I am trying Galaxy of Heroes again. Yeah, I don't think long Lekus would have been that doable. Plus, to be honest, I did not even, as soon as Ahsoka came on screen, I did not even at all notice that her Lekus were shorter. I just didn't, that wasn't even a thing that I was concerned about, and then the internet got really concerned about it. Man, this is going slow for me here. Okay, so we've talked about Cal. I don't really think. What do you guys think of? I know there's a Mace Windu theory floating around that Mace Windu will find Grogu. I personally don't see that happening, but what do you guys think of Mace Windu returning? Whether or not he finds Grogu, what do you think of him returning in general? I have my thoughts, but I want to hear what you guys think. Lego Zoner. Oh, yeah. We got Lego Grogu here. I know one of the arguments is that people think, oh, it would make sense for Mace Windu to come back because then he and Boba can get his revenge or whatever. They can finish that. But I don't think so. They already, in the Clone Wars, they already played around with that storyline. There's a whole story arc where Boba lures or attempts to kill Mace Windu, and he almost succeeds. But yeah, I don't think they'll really touch that storyline again. Here is my ally code in Galaxy of Heroes. Oh, sweet. Will you just send that to me and you can just message me. You have my email. You can message me that, your ally code. Yeah, I guess any of you playing Galaxy of Heroes, send me your ally code. If you're following the Instagram account, you can DM it to me. The Instagram account is pretty much just where I randomly dump different Star Wars stuff. Sometimes I'll do some Photoshop edits, but I'm not saying go follow that because, you know, it's just kind of random stuff. All right. Okay, let's see. Oh, sweet. Austin, you're here. Glad you're here. You didn't miss much. We're just kind of talking through. We've kind of talked about different ideas for the next episode of Mandalorian. Also, okay, so we talked about Cal and how he would be cool to see in live action, but maybe not the one that we're going to see find Grogu. What do you guys think then? Okay, so my next option following up is Ezra. We talked a little bit about Ezra and how it makes sense that they continue his storyline. Because the last time that we saw Ezra, he was getting blasted off with Thrawn. And, well, it would make sense then to see Ezra. And I'm sure they will finish Ezra's story or continue Ezra's story. But I think, to be honest, Luke probably makes the most sense to find Grogu, because we know that at this point he's traveling around the galaxy visiting ancient Jedi temples and searching for the Jedi texts, and he's on this mission to kind of understand the Jedi more, so that he can then go and begin his new Jedi Order. So it would make sense if while Grogu's on Tython, he attracts the attention of Luke Skywalker, who's already on this mission to, investigate places like Tython. Because Tython, if you didn't know, was in Legends. We get a lot of Tython in terms of being the site of some of the first Jedi. And in canon, they've basically said the same thing about Tython, that there's an ancient Jedi temple there, and there's a lot of Jedi history there. So I think it shows up in the Dr. Aphra comics. I haven't read those yet, though. I think it's pretty much just a side thing where she takes Vader there for some healing or whatever. I don't know. Pong Krell, we'll see you in a few. Lego Zoner, I think Mace Windu survived, but I don't think it's going to happen in Mandalorian. I totally agree with you. Actually, I partly agree with you. I'm not sure he survived. I would love to see Mace Windu back in Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. Not sure he survived. But if he did survive, I don't think they're going to show us that in The Mandalorian. It just would not make sense. If they brought Mace Windu back in The Mandalorian, I would not be able to take any more character reveals seriously, because at that point The Mandalorian just becomes a show of, hey, we're going to bring back all these random characters, and do they really serve the story? Not really, but it's fan service. Like, I just don't think that they'll bring Mace Windu back in The Mandalorian. Maybe later down the road. Austin, I don't think Ezra should go that direction. Yeah, I agree with you. I could see it, but I think that they're going to probably do something else with Ezra's story. And it probably will. I'm sure maybe it will be featured in The Mandalorian, but I don't think he's going to be the one to find Grogu on Tython. I think it's Luke. Yeah, I say Luke. And honestly, initially, I didn't like that idea. I didn't like the idea of Luke being brought into The Mandalorian. I feel like I got it. Anybody holding this lightsaber? There we go. Luke's lightsaber. I initially didn't really like the idea of Luke coming back. And because, kind of the whole thing with The Mandalorian is that we were going to move on from the Skywalker saga, the Skywalker story. But now they're bringing Luke back. Initially, I didn't know how I felt about that. But now I think that that's actually a pretty exciting thought, because at the end of the day, I love the Skywalker story, and if Mandalorian is separate from it, but also flows within the Skywalker story, I think that could be really exciting. Marin, I have a question for you. Which actor do you think will play Luke? So I think there's a couple options. The first option is it could be some random actor that we don't even see coming, some new person. That's an option. It could also be a de-aged Mark Hamill, because you know what? It's possible that maybe Luke's role in The Mandalorian doesn't require a lot of physical action. So it could be that they just have Mark Hamill stand in and deliver some lines as Luke and play a role as Luke, and then de-age him. They could do that. I'm sure you guys have seen the edits of like Sebastian Stan, who played the Winter Soldier in the MCU. That's been floating around. That's been floating around for a while, I think. The idea of Sebastian Stan playing a Luke Skywalker. I think that'd be pretty exciting. That would be my go-to, is having Sebastian Stan play I almost said Ahsoka. I think that'd be exciting anyways, if he played Luke. So yeah, I think that if it's not a random new Jedi, it makes sense to be Luke. And that's my fourth thought, is that if we don't see Ezra, Cal, or Luke on Tython, then perhaps we see a more obscure Jedi. I just saw somebody in the chat say Kyle Katarn. Yeah, Austin said Kyle Katarn. That would be super cool. That really would tie in some of the old Legends stuff, especially the video games. So that would be interesting. For those of you who don't know, Mike Zero is a fake fan that makes leak videos that are pure trash. Yeah, I try to stay away from clickbaity stuff. Have you heard the rumor going back to Naboo? Oh, dude, if they went to Naboo in season 3, I want to go back to Naboo so bad. I love Naboo. That's the planet that if I lived in the Star Wars universe, I would live there. Okay, there we go. Hopefully that's better. I don't know what happened there. That was wild. All right. Well, I just am not having good luck with streams recently. Are we doing better at least? Okay, I'm glad I'm back. Okay, let me catch up with this chat here. Hey, Ghost is here! Sweet. Okay. Yeah, in the chat, Jason asked this. I'd like to hear your guys' answers. If you could live on any planet in the Star Wars universe, which would it be? Jason threw out the options of Alderaan or Naboo. I would personally choose Naboo. But let me know, where would you guys live? Anywhere's an option. It could be Coruscant. Maybe you want to live on Mustafar, but more power to you. Okay, sorry about that little stream crash there. Okay. Alright, we're really slow going at this. Okay, Ghost says Coruscant. Noah says Coruscant. Alderaan is dead, so Naboo. Yeah, just imagine this is before Alderaan blows up. Ooh, Mandalore would be interesting. I wouldn't want to live on Tatooine. Austin says Chewbacca's home planet, so Kashyyyk. Yeah, Kashyyyk would be kind of cool. I really enjoy like camping and stuff like that. So Kashyyyk would be kind of a cool place to do that. Maybe Endor as well. Endor's technically a moon though, not a planet. But I digress. Okay, so Luke is probably the likely Jedi. That's just my opinion. Obviously, it's pretty likely that we're all wrong, and that it's none of these Jedi, and that it's a brand new Jedi, and that would be cool too. I think whatever they do, at this point, I think it's safe to say that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau have earned my trust, and I trust them to do whatever with the Mandalorian, even if they brought Mace Windu back, which I think would, I don't see how that could work. If they made that call, I could trust that they would do it the right way. That's how much I trust them. But yeah, Legally Blind Critic says I don't think it'll be new. Yeah, I think that's possible. I don't know. They could go either way. Based off of where they are going, though, this season, they've been bringing back lots of characters, and they have been reintroducing a lot of storylines that have been kind of hanging in the air before. Obviously, like Boba Fett coming back to life, and Bo-Katan's mission to liberate Mandalore. Them bringing back Thrawn. All of those are threads that they're pulling back in to be able to tie together and hopefully round out that era of Star Wars, which in a lot of ways it makes sense that they're doing this because we know that Star Wars, they're kind of gearing up to break away and start doing things in a different era completely. Like we've got the High Republic, which the High Republic is less than a month out. Light of the Jedi. In the chat, let me know if you are a fan of reading Star Wars books and if you're excited about the High Republic book that is coming out on January 5th. I'm a big I read like 40 minutes before bed every night, and it's always a Star Wars novel. So, but yeah, going back, I think that it would make sense that they take a lot of these storylines, like Ezra, like Luke building his Jedi Temple, like Grand Admiral Thrawn's fate, Mandalore. Take all of these that have kind of been left hanging and wrap them up here in the near future. Tie them all together so that they can be able to walk away from this era of Star Wars and give us a complete package. Because that was one thing that didn't sit well with me when they started talking about the High Republic and going to a different era, was that we still had a lot of storylines that weren't completed. So I think that we'll see. All that to say, I think somebody said it probably won't be somebody new. All that to say, I agree with you. I think it'll be Ezra or Luke, maybe Cal, that comes back in The Mandalorian. I'm glad that you guys finally figured out how to spell Coruscant. Maybe. I'll throw my guess in here. Hopefully it's right. It's got a C in there. When I'm spelling it out, Coruscant is how it's spelled. But, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Jason says the same thing. Wow. Okay, so tell me, I want to hear your guys's in the chat. And like I said, this stream's a lot more casual than usual. Usually we're trying to rank characters or something, do one of the tier maker lists. But honestly, this stream, the goal is really just to chat and kind of talk through some different parts of The Mandalorian. So in the chat below, tell me what you think. How do I want to phrase this? Tell me what you think is going to happen to Moff Gideon at the end of this season. I watched a video today. I can't remember who it was from. But tell me what you think is going to happen to Moff Gideon. Because right now, I don't get the impression that he's the big guy in charge. I think with Grand Admiral Thrawn being introduced, I think we're now seeing that Gideon is taking orders from somebody else. But that's not for sure, because at this point in the Empire's history, and this is covered in the Aftermath books, but the Empire is pretty fractured at this point. So I wouldn't be surprised if both Moff Gideon and Thrawn are kind of operating almost as competing factions of the Empire or something. Because we see that happen within the Empire quite a bit right after Return of the Jedi and after the Death Star, the second Death Star is blown up, is we just see really a grab for power. And there's examples of different Moffs giving themselves the title of Grand Moff, but not really. It's not really official because they've just kind of self-proclaimed, I'm a self-proclaimed Grand Moff, but yeah. Try to catch up with chat here. What if a bigger leader kills Moff? Yeah. Star Wars multiverse. So you know somebody whose best friend's dad is Gideon. I believe you. What is the best Star Wars movie, game, and show? Is that so? Okay, best show, best movie for me. My favorite movie is Revenge of the Sith. Best show is The Clone Wars to me, and then best game I think is The Force Unleashed. The Force Unleashed or the original 2005 Battlefront 2. If we're talking all time. Connor, have you done a video on ranking all the Star Wars episodes yet? Yeah, I did it a long time. It's an old video. It is from when I first started the channel. I think I have it unlisted right now because it was so cringy, but I might go back or redo that because, yeah. Best show, Mando. Okay, yeah. I think Mando is definitely a contender for best show. Ooh, Jason, what about best book? Legends, best Legends book, in my opinion, is the Plagueis novel, with the runner-up being the Kenobi one. Those are my two favorite Legends books. And then my favorite canon books are the Thrawn, the very first Thrawn book, not the ones from the 90s, but the most recent canon Thrawn novel. And then the follow-up to that is probably Master and Apprentice. It takes place before Episode 1, follows Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. It's just cool. You don't get there's not a lot of canon Qui-Gon content out there, so Master and Apprentice is a good fix for that. Yeah, Grand Admiral Thrawn, your new trilogy, that's good. What if Jar Jar Binks returns as a Sith Lord? No, I did a video on that. He returned as a Jedi. The best ice cream ever? I don't know. I don't think Boba Fett's working with anyone. I think he's been doing his thing on Tatooine for the last 4 or 5 years. I certainly don't see why he would go back to work with the Empire. Do videos on unboxing Black Series stuff. Yeah, unfortunately, Black Series stuff costs money to buy. But I do want to do that eventually. I mean, here is the only Black Series item I own right now. Luke's lightsaber. It's pretty sweet. I want to get a more realistic lightsaber. The Black Series ones are cool, but they're not quite as realistic in terms of electronics and sounds. But yeah, Connor, I think you're right. Boba Fett is just chilling. Wow, I am so behind on this Grogu Lego. You guys can see why it's taken me forever to build this. I bought this 2 weeks ago, and it's been sitting on this table, not being built. I am halfway through it. So far, we've got we've got basically his body. I'm working on one of the side panels for his body now. It will be a miracle if I finish this side panel in the stream. But dynamic sabers, they have really realistic sabers and are cheaper. I'll have to check them out. Pyro Gamer. I did read it. What if Jar Jar Binks returns as a Sith Lord? I made a video on him returning as a Jedi Master and saving Luke right after Vader reveals himself to be Luke's father. It was largely a joke video, but Jar Jar Binks Sith Lord theories. That was probably the best thing that came out of the Disney acquisition of Star Wars, I feel like. That's when those popped up, right? Like, it was around the time Force Awakens was coming out that everyone was like, Darth Binks. Yeah. Just ordered a Saber Trio NeoPixel last Friday. They cost like $500. Yeah, I'm on Facebook. I'm a part of this group that they sell. It's just a bunch of people that buy and sell sabers, and they're all, I mean, usually they're used, but they're a lot cheaper. And I've been keeping my eye out for a good Obi-Wan, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope lightsaber. That's my favorite lightsaber, is Obi-Wan's from A New Hope, Revenge of the Sith. What if Bendu is the Jedi on Tython? Well, Bendu's not a Jedi, but that'd be interesting. I'd love to see them, like, incorporate more of these, like, Force entities in live action. Because I think that's one thing that we're missing from live action part of Star Wars. Because, oh, tea went down the wrong pipe. Sorry, guys. I think one thing we're missing in live action Star Wars is those big entities like the father, son, and the daughter, Bendu, the Wills of the Force. We get those all in the animated series, but we don't get them in live action. So it would be cool to see them pop up. To be honest, Anthony, I can't 100% say for certain because I cannot remember what happened to Bendu, but I'm pretty sure the last time we see him, he goes up into the sky and faces off against Admiral Thrawn's fleet. I don't know if he died from that. I can't remember. Pyro Gamer, yeah, I know. I saw it. I'm not gonna read it. Oh man. Okay. Somebody asked me a little bit. Okay, yeah, Connor asked what my thoughts were on The Force Awakens when I first saw it. I honestly loved it. When I first saw The Force Awakens, I was so stoked about it. I think I saw it a total of 11 times. And somewhere I have the ticket stubs to prove it. Yeah, I'll be back. Oh. Okay, never mind. They are in my desk at my work. But I do have all 11 ticket stubs from when I went and saw Force Awakens in theaters. I loved it. And the sequel trilogy was really promising to me. And then it just kind of fell flat after The Last Jedi. So that is my thoughts on The Force Awakens. Loved it, but then was disappointed, as many of us were. But no offense taken. I still respect you if you're a sequel fan. I think there are good things about the sequels. But yeah. I was just happy to be in the theater, honestly. Ooh, who would I cast as Thrawn in live action? Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch seems like the popular fan cast right now. Who is that other guy? Lars. I need to Google him real quick. I recognize that name, and as soon as I Google him, I will probably be like, oh yeah, that guy. Oh, yeah. Wait, that was wasn't that Galen Erso? Or was that his brother? Huh, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting. What is a book you really want to have written for Star Wars? Oh, that's an interesting question. I don't know. Something it I'm I don't know. I think for me I would want to write something during the Galactic Civil War or the Clone Wars. Maybe something focusing on a rebel squad during the war. I just when I've written things, when I've written stories, even going through school and stuff, anytime I had to do any sort of creative writing, I always felt like I was decent at writing like war stories. So like when I was in high school, I wrote like a 10-page World War II story. I thought it was pretty. So I enjoyed that type of writing. So writing a Star Wars book that kind of followed maybe a rebel squad on the ground, like an infantry squad, would be kind of cool. Anyways, yeah, I haven't really thought about that. I haven't thought about what kind of book I would want to write. A Dexter Jester book. That'd be funny. Anthony, do you think we'll ever see the George Lucas sequel trilogy that he planned to happen, or no? No, I don't think so. I think that ship has sailed. I don't think that we'll see him jumping back in, and I think we'll see. I think we're starting to see some involvement from George Lucas. I read somewhere that he was actually on site when they filmed Chapter 13, The Jedi of Mandalorian. And obviously throughout The Mandalorian, he's been around and probably offering input. But I think that's probably all we're going to see from George Lucas now is just him offering insight and input into future Star Wars projects. I don't think we'll actually see him take the helm on anything again. I mean, the dude's like in his 70s, I think. Like, not that that means he can't do anything, but I think that he's probably moved on from that. Will release. Marin, in 2 years, George Lucas will release the 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith. I haven't heard that. Where did you hear that? I want the 4-hour cut of Revenge of the Sith, but I just haven't heard anything definitive about it. All right, guys, we're finally turning a page here. Where are my Lego fans at? Tell me in the chat if you build Lego at all. I'm a huge Lego fan. Maybe one of these days I will do a live stream to show my collection or something like that. Dave Filoni is the successor to and the heir to the Empire. I agree with that. And that's why I don't think we'll see anything from from George Lucas. I think George Lucas trusts Dave Filoni, and is confident in passing the reins to Dave Filoni. So there's really no need for him to make anything more, to lead the charge in Star Wars. It's in good hands even with Jon Favreau. Yeah, I think that it's in good hands. Oh, Connor Dankin, a bunch of Lord of the Rings Lego. Ah, man. So Star Wars is my first love, but Lord of the Rings is a close second. I actually really loved, I covered this in my upload yesterday, but the parallels between Ahsoka Tano and Gandalf the White, I just briefly covered it a little bit, but I might do a video actually talking about all of my thoughts there, but it is so interesting to see where Ahsoka is at right now. Her character, to me, reminds me so much of Gandalf the White. She's this kind of separate, she's got a power that is beyond everybody else's power. She's the last of, really the last of that old Republic Jedi Order before Order 66. And she intentionally left the Jedi Order and has spent the years after Order 66 fighting evil and doing good in the galaxy her own way, which is something that we see kind of in Lord of the Rings with Gandalf. Gandalf isn't necessarily tied to any faction of men or elves. He kind of is an entity of his own, but his main goal is to fight evil in Middle-earth and come alongside, whether it's elves or come alongside men or dwarves even, if we're talking The Hobbit. So, I don't know. Anyways, maybe someday I'll start a Lord of the Rings channel. Probably not. This channel takes all of my free time anyways, and I'm having too much fun with Star Wars. But anyways, Jason, have you read The Inheritance Cycle? Yeah, that's like Aragon, Eldest, Brazinger. Inheritance is the fourth book. I need to reread them though. It's been a while. I'm so backed up on Star Wars books right now that it'll be a hard to get one of those in. You prefer Lord of the Rings to Marvel? Yeah, I do too. Marvel is probably the third thing. Unofficial Star Wars, just stopping in to say hi. Glad you did. How's it going? What are my top 5 favorite Jedi? Oh, Marin, how did Kennedy come in charge of Star Wars? I really don't know. I think she was just, when Disney took over, she was the staff person that they put in charge. But top 5 Jedi characters. Obi-Wan Kenobi, Anakin Skywalker, Mace Windu, Luke Skywalker, and then Kanan Jarrus. Those are my top 5. Yoda, Anakin, Kit Fisto, Ki-Adi-Mundi, and Ahsoka. Oh, how did I forget Ahsoka? Well, she's technically not a Jedi yet, or anymore, but yeah, Ahsoka would replace Mace Windu probably. Mace Windu's probably number 6. Unofficial Star Wars, get out of my head. Wow, as soon as you commented that after I said, wow, okay, yeah. So, no, yeah. Wait, no, that's not what I said. What did I say? I said replace Ahsoka with Mace Windu. That's right. Mace Windu would be after Kanan. Anakin, Luke, Kenobi, Yoda, and Kit Fisto. It's wild to me how lovable Kit Fisto is. Like, Kit Fisto is one of my favorites. I think, okay, these are all of my Star Wars the remaining Star Wars action figures that I have from when I was, in middle school. and younger. And my mom recently glued them to this display so that I could display them. But as you can see right here, you have a nice little Kit Fisto here. See, I loved Kit Fisto. See if we can get this up to the camera. There's Kit Fisto right next to Palpatine, and a naked C-3PO. But yeah, you can also, if you look closely, this Kit Fisto has some teeth marks because my dog growing up got to Kit Fisto. Anyways, yeah. Okay. All right. We are going to get through bag 5 during this stream. We are going to do it, guys. Where? Okay. Boom. Dude, my dog was powerful. His name was Zach. I named him after Zach from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. He was a big 90-pound chocolate lab, and he one day just decided to kill Kit Fisto, beat Palpatine to the punch. Zach the Powerful. Darth Zach. Oh. Dark Sith. Better late than never. No worries. We're still gonna go a little bit for this stream. It's really just kind of a chill stream. We're kind of just chatting a little bit. Talking Star Wars. We did talk about who we think is gonna find Grogu on Tython, or who could. But now we're just kind of talking through different topics. Oh, I'm a dog person for sure. Revan versus Anakin, who wins? That's a tough one. That is a tough question. I think it would be quite the fight. It depends what Anakin we're talking about. If we're talking full potential Anakin Skywalker, then he probably could win, probably would win. But I think if we're just talking the Anakin we know from Revenge of the Sith versus Revan, then Revan wins. Oh, off topic, but what music are y'all listening to? Big fan of Rick Astley. To be honest, I've never listened to anything from him. I've seen that name before. Yeah, Jason, I listen to a lot of movie soundtracks. When I'm driving, I listen to the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack quite a bit. I don't know why. It makes for an epic drive, I guess. I also listen to a lot of like kind of rock stuff. But yeah, just kind of a variety of stuff. Let's say Palps is Anakin's non-biological father and Anakin's grandson get... That is weird. You've got all the weird comments today, man. Come on, I need a little two-piece, a two-by, whatever. Where's that at? Oh gosh. I hate when you basically lose a piece. Oh, there it is. It was flipped upside down. Isn't Mace Windu stronger than Yoda? No. Mace Windu is second to Yoda. He might have aspects of him that are more powerful in some ways than Yoda, but I think overall, not. Oh man. Okay. I have not been to Scotland anymore. Yeah, Jason, I agree with you. Windu might be able at sometimes be able to outduel Yoda, because I think that's where Mace Windu's unique power comes into play. The Vapod and his shatter points really puts him over the edge. But overall, Yoda's more powerful. Vapod is just an Uno reverse card. I mean, basically. Sith Lords be like, alright, here's all my anger and my hate and my power from the dark side, and Mace just says, okay, cool, I accept it, and actually reverse it right back to you. Old Luke or Vader? Are they using their mechanical arm? Or I guess Vader only has mechanical arms now, but yeah. Well, if they're using their mechanical arms, maybe it just depends on who had a better manufacturer of their mechanical arm. I don't know. Okay, so we are going to kind of wrap up. Not quite yet. In probably about 10 or 15 minutes, we'll wrap up this stream. Again, it was just kind of a chill hangout stream. But what do you guys want from these streams? I am building a PC so that I can be able to stream some games. Hopefully have that done by the end of the month. I actually got a couple of the parts in the mail today. But I'd like to be able to stream some of the old Star Wars games like Knights of the Old Republic, Republic Commandos, stuff like that. But I also want to get like some people on here and maybe do interviews or talk to other fans of Star Wars and kind of take that sort of format a little bit as well. But I don't know, what do you guys want from these live streams? So I don't want to just do tier makers for. Got a little lag there. Yeah, tell me what you guys want. Wow, I just lost Wi-Fi. Well, can you guys still see me? I think my phone is using the network now because Wi-Fi in my house just went down, I guess. Huh. Well, that is weird. There it is. There's the Wi-Fi. Let's try this again. Yeah, I'll have to coordinate with Bantha and Multiverse about doing kind of a live thing. That'd be sweet. Wow. Let me fix this real quick. Also, it'll be nice getting, once I build this PC, stream qualities will be better. Won't have a lot of the issues that we run into right now. Interesting. Well, I guess I'll just read the chat from my phone, but I probably won't be able to keep up with it too much. Somebody just asked, what do I film with? This is literally just my iPhone. It's an iPhone 10 or X, whatever you want to call it. It gets the job done. But yeah, I mean, I'd like to, by the end of this month, build a PC to be able to stream games and have a little bit more consistent live streams. And then after that, probably get a better camera. Yeah, I don't know. What editing app do you use to make your videos? Adobe Premiere. Use that. I think I pay like $30 a month for Adobe all apps. So I do my thumbnails in Photoshop and then the videos in Premiere. That's just what I know. I've always used that, even for like non-YouTube related projects. It's kind of, it just is the stuff that works well. iMovie works. iMovie is great. For some reason, I've got a MacBook Pro, but for some reason, iMovie was crashing a lot when I was using it, so that's why I switched to Adobe Premiere, because I just wanted something that wasn't going to crash. DaVinci Resolve, I haven't heard of it, but yeah, it really, like, I don't know, in the chat, let me know in the chat if you have a YouTube channel of your own. Doesn't have to be a Star Wars one, but let me know in the chat what you do on your YouTube channel and what video editing software you use. While you guys are doing that, I'm really gonna try to make up some ground on this Grogu Lego. Been unable to upload because of school. Yeah, it's just a busy time. School, it takes a lot of work, but you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. When I took a 2-month break. Yeah, Connor, you hit 1,000 and then you hit 2,000 pretty quick after. I took a break for a couple months during the summer because I just didn't have time. It was when kind of life was, like, pandemic stuff was sort of opening back up, and so work was getting kind of weird again, but I took a break. Sometimes it's just hard to upload stuff. You learn more from me than school. Well, I don't know if you're learning super important stuff from me. It's just Star Wars, but I'm glad that you're learning something from me. It's really my goal with my videos. I really just want, like, I just make the videos for fun. I enjoy doing it. I don't really care if a lot of people watch them or if just a few people watch them. At the end of the day, it's just a fun thing for me to do. So I really just try to make all my videos like helpful and informative. I try to stay away from clickbait stuff, just because I know as a YouTube watcher myself, I don't really want to hop onto YouTube and see somebody give me a clickbait title and then click on the video and it really is nothing substantial. So, really confused by the Wi-Fi situation at my house. I appreciate that, Ghost, but I would not say that I am number one for Star Wars YouTube. There's a lot of channels out there that I freaking love them. I would love to be able to kind of do that kind of quality stuff someday, and we'll get there. But there are a lot of channels up there that are still a lot ahead of me, and that's totally fine. Again, for me, this is just kind of a fun hobby that I get to do. Interacting with you guys, other Star Wars fans, is a plus. Okay, so Grogu's body is done. You're starting to see him. YouTubers are so overpaid. I don't think that's true. I mean, I guess it depends on where they get their revenue from. I would not say overpaid. You have the giant Yoda. Ahsoka Tano. You've probably been here for a while. I don't know. You tell us, where's Ezra? You're the one looking for him. Dark Sith, he's got to return. Oh, okay, okay. You have the actual Yoda. So I think my theory, we'll wrap up the stream with this, but my theory is that Mando and Grogu are going to get to Tython, and they'll get to the Seeing Stone. They'll kind of get through the Jedi Temple, and probably Mando will be slightly confused about stuff because he doesn't really understand the Jedi. He's never had much interaction with them. But Grogu will kind of wander around, and some things will be familiar to him as he was trained as a Jedi youngling. And I think during this time is probably when Moff Gideon will attack, and it's possible that Moff Gideon is able to maybe incapacitate Mando and maybe potentially take Grogu. Maybe it has kind of a darker ending, and maybe episodes 7 and 8 finish the season with a rescue attempt. But I also could see they get to Tython, and Moff Gideon attacks, and they're saved by a Jedi. Maybe it's Luke. Maybe it's Ezra. Whoever it might be, they're saved by a Jedi. So I could see that happening too. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I haven't come up with a solid theory for what I think is going to happen in chapter 14, because I still have not gotten over chapter 13, how cool it's been. But yeah, Jason, what if Grogu decides not to call the Jedi? Yeah, I think that's also a possibility, that Grogu decides that he doesn't want to be a Jedi, that he would rather stay with Mando, that he would rather kind of follow down that path, and we could see that. And that would be helpful, because I think one of the things that the show is going to have to struggle with and address is that at this point, Mando and Grogu have become such a dynamic duo. So I have a hard time seeing them be separated. So I could see Grogu choosing not to be a Jedi. But I still think in the process, he's still going to attract a powerful Jedi like Luke or somebody like that. Maybe Quinlan Voss. Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, well, hey, obviously we've got chapter 14 coming out. I mean, I'm not going to sleep until it drops, so the next time I go to sleep, I will have seen chapter 14. I'm going to try to get my breakdown done pretty quick. Probably will still be like mid-afternoon tomorrow. But yeah, Jason, I think that Luke could show up earlier rather than later. I was with you and I was like, they won't have Luke, and if they do, it'll be way down the road. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does come in the near future, whether it's the end of this season or the beginning of next season. It doesn't mean he's going to stick around. It just means that he's going to show up, and we'll see him. So, cool. Well, guys, I'm going to sign off here. We will pick this up next week. I've got my Mandalorian breakdown coming out, as well as part 3. Part 3? Yeah, part 3 of my What If Darth Nihilus Returned fan fiction. That should be dropping on Saturday. And yeah, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. May the Force be with you, and I'll catch you next week. We'll probably do something similar to this next week, to be honest. So, have a great rest of your day.